get set for a sporting double on Sunday. At 6, the British Artistic Roller Skating Championships, proving that skaters can be as creative on wheels as on ice. At 10:15, American football crosses the pond as the Denver Broncos take on the Los Angeles Rams for the America Bowl at Wembley. A sporting twosome for Sunday on Channel 4.
Well, next tonight, a film to strike wonderment into the heart of every child under 95. Shunted out of their first sidings in a little hut, the Pacific Beach and Western grew into a huge junction carrying freight, passengers, and even falling prey to the odd hold-up. But this is a model crew, as are their trains. And after the break, we'll be meeting the enthusiasts who every Tuesday throw the points for an operation that is for them now routine pleasures.
Right now, your mouth could look something like this. A hard, ugly wall called tartar is building up around your teeth. And only your dentist can pull it down. But this wall is persistent. It won't stay down for very long, which is why Colgate developed a special toothpaste for adults, Colgate Tartar Control. This fluoride toothpaste not only tastes good, but will reduce tartar buildup on adult teeth, so they feel smoother and look cleaner. Colgate Tartar Control fights the buildup of tartar.
These are just some of the legion companies who've moved to Peterborough since the Romans did. Free-phone Peterborough for more about the Peterborough effect. It's been working for centuries.
Change it!
Change your style, salon style, hold your style, versatile. With Vidal Sassoon, you've never been in better shape.
This family's after a tan, but they begin by digging into those 2 scoops in every Kellogg's pack. 2 scoops that keep them coming back for those 2 scoops of juicy sultanas in Kellogg's Sultana brand. Soon they're out in the sun. They're on the beach, but what's out of reach is those 2 scoops of crispy flakes of bran. 2 scoops and they'll go back again for those 2 scoops of juicy sultanas in Kellogg's Sultana brand.
There are lots of ways to help keep your skin looking beautiful, if you've got the money, the courage, and plenty of time. But Came's one little beauty treatment you should use every day, whatever else you do. It's made from pure, natural oils to give a lather so rich and creamy, you'd think it came from a jar. Came, the everyday way to beautiful skin.
Imagine a business directory offering you color-coded pages, easier-to-use classifications, region and street maps, and enough business contacts from the London edition alone to fill White Hart Lane, Lord's, Twickenham, and Wembley Stadium. It's called Business Direct Line, and it puts the business contacts you need right at your fingertips.
I'm always game for that just-cooked taste. Don't you insist on Walker's crisps?
$280 on the waiting list?
On the waiting list, yeah.
So where's Rachel's name?
Well, Rachel is halfway.
And Rachel's name was on that waiting list before she had a birth certificate.
Inadequate provision of state nursery schools has created an overwhelming demand for nannies who have their own problems too.
And when they'd actually employed me, they said I was just going to be a nanny and I'd just have to look after the children. So I then had the housework as well, and then they said I had to work, these long hours until the children went to sleep.
It was like being in prison. You weren't part of a family.
People to People is desperately seeking nannies this Wednesday at 9 on 4. This is a station announcement. The programme now arriving on Channel 4 is a portrait of some routine pleasures on the track.
two guys, trapped on a bench in a small depot, waiting for a train to roll in, one heaping upon the other the details of his life. I've always been fond of that kind of premise. That's me, there, on the right. And as soon as Roger finishes his story, I'll tell you mine.
I worked for General Dynamics while I was here. Much of my work was mechanical of nature. For example, in my department, I designed almost all of the tooling that we used. And my major activity was in the area of processes, making new processes, recording processes, writing written instructions for processes. And it's a rather difficult job because of the fact that you're working with so many different people so much of the time. One of the real pluses of my job was that I acted as a troubleshooter.
Meaning what?
By troubleshooter, I mean if the company had a problem in London, England, pertaining to water, why they would get a hold of me, and I would have to tell them what they would have to do to correct the problem, to get rid of the problem. And I used to enjoy that part of my work tremendously.
It had been my 5th 4th of July here. I wasn't French anymore, but I wasn't quite American either. It made me prone to bouts of unspecified nostalgia, and one led me to the Pacific Beach and Western and to the train people.
Boy, these haven't been cleaned in a long time.
Well, let's see what we have here. You fellas been having any trouble with some of these turnouts over here? They're pretty dusty.
Okay, Scott, let's open that up again and we'll prop it up. I got enough.
They were working like beavers in there to maintain their machine. And later I learned that they'd been hard at it since 1958, the time of de Gaulle's return to power and of my first stumble into politics. Half the world away, the train people had just been given a home on the Del Mar Fairgrounds on the condition that they would have a show ready for the first fair. And since then, every Tuesday night, they had gathered to run trains in this hangar on Jimmy Durante Boulevard across from the Bing Crosby Hall. And that's where we'd met 25 years later, 4 years ago that is.
What's the plans for the control on this branch line, Corky?
Chester, figuring on walk along.